What makes lions the true kings of the animal world? Is it just their roar or their hunting skills? No, it's hidden deep inside their DNA. In this story, we'll uncover the real secrets of why lion genetics are so unique and how their bloodline holds the key to survival, strength, and mystery like no other animal on Earth. From the moment the sun rises over the African savanna, the lion walks like he owns the land. His golden mane moves with the wind. His eyes scan the distance. His deep roar echoes across the plain, reaching miles away. But what gives him this? Power. What makes him the king? Not just in name, but in nature. The answer is hidden inside something we cannot see, something that lives in every single cell of his body. It is called DNA. DNA is like a secret book written in codes. Every animal, plant, and human has this book inside them. It tells their body how to grow, what shape to take, what color to be, how to behave, and even how long to live. Lions are no different. Their DNA holds all the secrets that make them special. Scientists have looked deep into the lion's DNA and found something amazing. They discovered that lions have nearly 20,000 different genes, tiny instructions that build the lion from the inside out. These genes create strong muscles, thick bones, powerful claws, and sharp eyes. But there's more. Some of these genes are found in other big cats too, like tigers, leopards, or cheetahs. Still, some parts of the lion's genetic code are one of a kind, and that's where the real story begins. For example, lions have special genes that help build large muscles. These muscles are not just for show. They help the lion leap across great distances, bring down large animals like zebras, and hold on during the fight. Inside the lion's DNA, these muscle-making instructions are stronger and more active than in most other cats. That's why lions are built like tanks, strong, heavy, and full of power. And then there's the roar. Only for big cats can roar. Lions, tigers, leopards, and jaguars. But the lion's roar is different. It's louder, deeper, and it can be heard from as far as 8 kilometers away. That's about 5 miles. Scientists have found the reason for this in the lion's genes. The DNA of lions builds a very flexible and strong voice box called the larynx. This is why their roar sounds like thunder rolling across the sky. No other animal has quite the same voice. Even the lion's famous mane is shaped by DNA. Only male lions grow these thick manes around their heads and necks. The color and size of the mane can change depending on the lion's genes and a hormone called testosterone. Some lions have dark manes, some have thick manes that cover their chest, while others have short, scruffy manes. All of this is decided by the lion's genes. These features don't just look impressive, they also attract female lions and scare off rivals. The mane is like a signal of strength, written by the lion's blood. Lions are also amazing hunters at night. Their eyes can see very well in the dark. This is because their genes help build special cells in the eye that collect more light, even when it's almost pitch black. These night-seeing genes are passed down from lion to lion, helping them hunt when other animals are sleeping. It's part of the reason why lions are such successful predators. But lion DNA doesn't just shape the body, it also affects the brain. Unlike other big cats, lions live in groups called prides. Most cats live alone, but lions are social. They share food, raise cubs together, protect one another, and even hunt as a team. This behavior is also shaped by genes. Some scientists believe that lions have certain genes that help them bond, cooperate, and understand one another. These social genes might be similar to the ones that help humans form families and friendships. It's part of what makes lions truly unique. Now, let's imagine all the big cats sitting side by side. A lion, a tiger, a leopard, a cheetah. All of them are powerful and fast, but each one is different, and their genes tell us why. Tigers are loners. Their genes push them to live and hunt alone. Leopards are quiet and sneaky. Their genes help them move silently and hide in trees. Cheetahs are the fastest animals on land, but they have a big problem. Almost all cheetahs today are nearly identical in their DNA. That means their genetic book has too few pages. They are at great risk from disease and changes in the environment. If one cheetah gets sick, many others might suffer too. Lions are lucky. Even though they face challenges, they still have more variety in their DNA. This variety is important. It helps them stay strong and healthy. It gives them a better chance to survive changes in their world, like new diseases, hotter weather, or loss of prey. In the year 2013, scientists finally mapped the full lion genome. That means they opened the entire book of lion DNA and read every page. What they found was both beautiful and important. They found genes that help lions fight off diseases, especially those spread in large groups. They found small differences between lions living in different parts of Africa. For example, lions living in deserts have DNA that helps them deal with extreme heat and less water. This shows that lion DNA has learned to adjust over time. It adapts, just like nature intended. Some genes also control the lion's sense of smell. Lions use scent to mark their territory and communicate. They can smell another lion from far away and tell if it's a friend or a threat. These abilities are built into the genes that shape their noses and brains. But here's something fun. Your pet cat at home shares about 95.6% of the same DNA as a lion. That means house cats and lions are very closely related, even though they live very different lives. When your kitten chases a ball or pounces on a bug, it's using the same hunting code that once helped lions survive in the wild. The difference is, lions have evolved to be bigger, stronger, and built to rule the land. Still, that last 4.4% of their DNA, the part that's different, makes all the difference. It's what gives the lion its size, its power, its roar, and its royal ways. Understanding lion DNA is not just interesting, it's important for the future. If we want to protect lions, we must understand their genes. Scientists use DNA to track lion families, check for health problems, and plan safe breeding in zoos and wildlife centers. They can also look for harmful changes in the genes, signs of inbreeding or weakness, and work to stop them. DNA also helps catch criminals. When poachers kill lions and sell their parts, experts can test the DNA to see where the lion came from. This makes it harder for illegal wildlife trade to go unnoticed. And finally, lion DNA helps us understand other animals too. By comparing their genes to those of tigers, leopards, and other big cats, scientists learn how life evolves and adapts. They learn how to protect not just lions, but many other creatures too. As the sun sets on the savannah and the lion roars into the night, remember this: everything that makes him a king, his strength, his sound, his pride, and his power, all of it comes from within, from the invisible code passed down through generations, from the DNA that writes the story of the lion. And in the next part of our journey, We will travel back in time to the first lions who ever walked the earth. We will discover how their genes have changed, how they moved across continents, and how the past shaped the lions we see today. Because to understand why lion genetics are truly unique, we must follow the bloodline all the way back to the beginning, long before lions ruled the plains of Africa, before their roars shook the savannah, before humans ever set eyes on them. Lions were already part of an ancient story written by time and nature. To understand why lion genetics are unique, we must go back, way back, not just hundreds, but thousands, even millions of years into the past, back when lions weren't just kings of Africa, but kings of much of the world. Their bloodline tells a story of change, survival, and spreading across continents. And the proof is still found today, not only in bones and fossils, but deep inside their DNA. It all began over 2 million years ago. The ancestors of today's lions likely started their journey in Africa, the birthplace of many mammals, including humans. The early lions didn't look exactly like the lions we know today. They were wild, rough, and in the process of becoming the powerful cats we now admire. Over time, these lions began to change. Nature shaped them through a process called evolution. As environments changed, so did the lions' bodies, behaviors, and even their genes. Some lions grew stronger jaws to crush bones. Others developed thicker fur to survive in colder places. These changes weren't random. They were passed down in DNA, generation after generation. The lions who adapted best survived and had cubs. That's how evolution works. But lions didn't stay in Africa forever. Some of them began to migrate, slowly moving across continents. Fossil records and DNA testing show that lions spread into parts of Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Some even reached North America by crossing a land bridge that once connected Russia and Alaska during the Ice Age. These were not the African lions we know today. They were bigger, heavier, and had differences in their DNA. These ancient lions are now called Panthera leospelea, also known as the cave lion. The cave lions were massive. They lived in cold climates, hunting reindeer, bison, and even young mammoths. We know this not just from fossils, but also from ancient cave paintings found in France and Germany, drawn by early humans. These drawings, over 30,000 years old, show lions with no manes and muscular bodies. Even back then, lions inspired awe. Meanwhile, another group of lions traveled into India, where they slowly adapted to the dry forests and grasslands. These became the Asiatic lions, or Panthera leoparasica. Their DNA began to change to fit the new land. Slimmer bodies, shorter manes, and smaller prides. They were still lions, but not exactly the same as their African cousins. Today, the only place you can find Asiatic lions in the wild is in Gir Forest, India. There are fewer than 700 left. They carry a unique genetic code that tells a story of survival. A line of lions who escaped extinction more than once. But not all lions were so lucky. Around 10,000 years ago, many lion species began to vanish. The cave lions of Europe and Siberia disappeared. So did the American lion, one of the biggest cats ever to live, which once roamed across what is now the United States and Mexico. These lions didn't survive the sudden changes in climate and environment after the Ice Age. Their genes were lost forever. Only the lions in Africa and parts of Asia made it through. Their DNA carried the strength and flexibility to survive. New challenges, That's why the lions we see today are living pieces of ancient history. Their bloodline stretches back farther than we can truly imagine. Scientists today are able to study this history through genetics. By collecting DNA samples from modern lions, comparing them to ancient bones, and even sequencing the genes of extinct lions, we've learned so much. For example, African lions and Asiatic lions are still the same species, but they are genetically different. The separation happened around 70,000 to 100,000 years ago. Since then, they've evolved on different paths. You can see the differences, not just in their looks, but in their genes. Asiatic lions, for example, have less genetic diversity. This means their DNA is more similar from one lion to the next. That happens when a population shrinks too small and doesn't have enough different lions to mix their genes. It's like copying the same page of a book over and over. Eventually, the copy becomes blurry. This makes Asiatic lions more at risk for disease and genetic problems. It also makes their survival even more precious. In Africa, lions are more widespread, and their genetics are a little stronger, but not perfect. Scientists found that African lions from different regions, like West Africa, East Africa, and Southern Africa, have slight genetic differences, like different dialects of the same language. Some groups are more isolated than others, especially due to fences, roads, and shrinking habitats caused by humans. These differences matter. When lions from different regions interbreed, they pass on healthy genes. But when lions are stuck in one area, especially with few numbers, they end up mating with close relatives. This causes inbreeding, and that can lead to serious health issues in cubs' weak immune systems, shorter lifespans, and even physical deformities. This is why understanding lion genetics isn't just about history, it's about protection. When conservationists move lions between parks, they use genetic testing to make sure they're mixing strong bloodlines. They look for diversity in the DNA. A wider mix means a stronger future. But here's the most fascinating part. Some of the genetic traits that helped ancient lions survive are still active in lions today. Strong bones, night vision, social hunting instincts. These didn't just appear overnight. They are the result of millions of years of trial, error, survival, and success, all written into the DNA. The story of lion genetics is a story of traveling, adapting, and overcoming, from the dusty plains of Africa to the frozen caves of Europe. Lions have walked through time, leaving their paw prints in stone and their legacy in genes. They've hunted mammoths, walked beside early humans, vanished from empires, and now live in pockets of wild land surrounded by the modern world. Today, when a lion cub is born, it carries a treasure inside, not gold or jewels, but the wisdom of its ancestors. Its DNA holds clues to lions who lived in a completely different age. And as scientists continue to unlock those clues, we're learning not just about lions, but about life, survival, and nature itself. So the next time you hear a lion roar, think of it not just as a sound, but as an echo from the past, a voice that has roared through the ages, a message passed down from lions who walked with mammoths, lions who watched the ice melt, lions who stood on the edge of extinction and survived. The roar you hear today is built from the strength of those who came before, their spirit written not in stone, but in the hidden language of genes. And in the next part of our journey, we'll look at the battles lions still face today, because even though they are born with royal blood, modern lions are not safe. Inbreeding, shrinking lands, and human threats now test the strength of their genes more than ever. The lion's future depends on what we do next, and how we protect their genetic legacy before it's too late. The lion may be king, but even kings can face danger, not just from outside enemies, but from something hidden deep within. Something that can weaken even the strongest bloodline: genetic isolation in the wild. Lions once ruled across continents. They moved freely, hunted widely, and roared across open lands. Their bloodlines mixed naturally, keeping their DNA strong and diverse. But today, those open lands have shrunk. Fences, farms, cities, and roads have broken the lion's kingdom into pieces. And with fewer lions in smaller spaces, one silent threat has grown louder: inbreeding. Inbreeding happens when close relatives, like brothers and sisters, cousins, or even parents and cubs, breed with each other. In the animal world, this often happens when a group becomes isolated, unable to find unrelated mates. Over time, this causes serious problems in their genes. Weaknesses start to appear in the body, in the brain, and in the immune system. Lions are not immune to this. One of the most powerful examples of inbreeding comes from a small patch of forest in western India, Gir Forest, the last home of the Asiatic lion. These lions are beautiful and strong, but their numbers once dropped so low that only about 20 lions remained in the early 1900s. All the Asiatic lions we see today come from that tiny group. That means their gene pool is very small and dangerously shallow. Scientists studying their DNA have found that Asiatic lions are genetically similar to one another. Too similar. It's like reading the same sentence over and over. Without fresh genes, the lions can develop serious problems: lower fertility, poor immune responses, and higher risk of genetic diseases. This is one of the reasons conservationists worry so much about these lions. They're alive, yes, but their genetics are fragile, like glass on the edge of a table. But the problem doesn't stop in India. Even across Africa, lion populations are becoming more isolated. Once upon a time, a lion in Kenya could travel for hundreds of kilometers and meet other prides. Today, it might be trapped inside a fenced reserve or surrounded by human villagers. That lion can no longer mix its bloodline with others, and slowly, the same problem begins: fewer mates, repeated genes, and higher risk of inbreeding. In places like Ngorongoro crater in Tanzania, this has already happened. The crater is a natural enclosure with steep sides, like a giant bowl filled with wildlife. For lions, it's paradise, but it's also a prison. There are about 60 lions inside, and they almost never leave. Over the years, scientists have noticed changes. The lions have higher cub death rates, some are born with deformities, and they carry less genetic diversity than lions outside the crater. It's nature showing us what happens when the bloodline is cut off. Yet, all hope is not lost. Conservationists are fighting back, using science, teamwork, and the very thing that caused the problem: genetics. Across Africa and India, experts now collect DNA samples from lions in the wild and in protected parks. These samples from fur, blood, or even saliva are sent to laboratories where scientists read the lion's genetic code. They look for signs of inbreeding, rare genes, or dangerous mutations. From this information, they can build a family tree and decide how to protect each population. For example, if one group of lions has too many similar genes, may decide to introduce new lions from a different area. This fresh blood adds diversity to the gene pool, making the lions stronger and healthier. It's like stirring new ingredients into a recipe. The flavor becomes richer. One powerful example of this is in South Africa. In some reserves, lions were brought in from different regions and allowed to mix. Over time, their cubs showed better health, stronger immune systems, and more natural behaviors. The genetic diversity made a real difference. It saved those lions from the quiet danger that had been hiding in their own blood. But conservation isn't just about moving lions. It's also about protecting their space. Without space, lions can't roam. They can't mix with other prides. They can't follow migrating prey or avoid conflict with humans. When lions are stuck in small areas, they fight more often, breed with relatives, and struggle to find food. That's why parks, wildlife corridors, and protected lands are so important. These places give lions room to live, hunt, and grow, and, most importantly, room to find new mates and share their genes. Some countries are even building wildlife bridges over highways or underground passages beneath roads, all to help animals like lions move safely across human areas. But the battle for lion genetics is not just in the wild. It's also happening in zoos. Zoos around the world have lions. Many of them are descendants of wild lions that were brought in long ago. These lions are often part of breeding programs designed to keep the species alive. But even in zoos, inbreeding is a risk. That's why modern zoos now share genetic data with each other. They use this information to match lions from different bloodlines, ensuring healthier cubs. In fact, a global lion studbook exists, a record of each lion's family history. With it, zoos can plan better breeding, avoid inbreeding, and even reintroduce lions into the wild when needed. But not all human efforts help. Some private breeding facilities or tourist attractions keep lions in poor conditions. They breed lions carelessly, without checking their genetics. These lions may look healthy, but their DNA can carry hidden problems. Worse, some of them are used for canned hunting, where lions are raised just to be shot. These practices not only hurt individual lions, they also destroy the trust between people and wildlife. That's why education is so important. People must understand that lions are not just entertainment. They are part of a complex, living story, and their genetics are key to that story's survival. There's also a new tool, helping conservation. Genomics. Genomics is the study of an animal's complete DNA, every single gene, every tiny letter in the code. With new technology, scientists can now sequence lion genomes faster and cheaper than ever before. This means they can look deeper into the lion's bloodline, spot problems early, and plan better solutions. One such tool is eDNA, or environmental DNA. It's the science of collecting DNA from water, soil, or air. So, even without seeing a lion, scientists can find traces of their presence in a lake or a muddy trail. This helps track lions, understand their movement, and protect their territories, all without disturbing them. All these efforts come down to one goal: to keep the lion's genetic code alive and strong. Because in the end, genetics is not just science, it's survival. Without healthy genes, lions will not live long. They will not reproduce well. They will become weaker with every generation, until one day there may be no more lions left to roar. But we can stop that with care, planning, and knowledge. We can make sure that lion cubs born tomorrow carry stronger blood, better genes, and more hope. We can rebuild what was lost. We can reconnect the broken lines of their kingdom. And we can protect not just the lion's body, but its very soul, written in its DNA. So when you look into a lion's eyes, remember, you are not just seeing an animal, you are looking at a long line of survivors. You are witnessing the result of battles fought not with claws, but with code, silent, invisible battles inside their cells. And as we prepare for the final part of our journey, we will look forward toward the future. A future where technology, science, and heart come together, where lion DNA may hold not just the key to their survival, but to the survival of many other species too, because what we learn from the lion may one day help save the entire animal kingdom. Over millions of years, lions have roamed the wild lands of Africa and parts of Asia. Their strength, intelligence, and majestic presence have earned them the title of King of the Jungle. But what lies beneath the surface is even more powerful, something not visible to the eye. It is their genetic code. This hidden language within every cell has not only shaped the lion we know today, but it may also help protect all big cats. In the future, as scientists began decoding the lion's genome, they discovered something extraordinary. The genes that make up a lion tell a story not just of survival, but of strength, courage, and adaptation. These same genes also give clues about how to help other endangered species. From the snow leopard high in the Himalayas to the tiger in the dense forests of India, the genetic map of the lion has become a tool for understanding and saving wildlife. The story of lion genetics is not just about what lions are today, but what they can become. In labs around the world, researchers are studying how lions have kept certain genetic traits strong through time. These traits include a powerful immune system, strong muscles, and a sharp sense of smell and hearing, vital tools for hunting and survival. Scientists believe that if they can understand how lions developed these traits, they might be able to help other animals facing extinction. One of the most exciting areas of study is genetic editing. This is where scientists use special tools to look at DNA and even fix or change it. One such tool is called CRISPR, although it sounds like something from science fiction. CRISPR allows experts to change genes in living creatures. While this technology is still very new and must be used carefully, it holds promise for protecting lions and other animals. If a disease threatens a lion pride in the future, genetic editing might help make lions stronger and more resistant. But protecting lions is not just about using science in labs. It's also about using genetics to catch those who hurt lions for money. Sadly, illegal hunting and wildlife trade are major problems. Poachers kill lions for their bones, skin, and other parts. But now, by using lion DNA, authorities can track where a lion came from, even if it was killed far away. This makes it harder for poachers to hide their crimes. In some countries, lion DNA is now used in courtrooms as evidence. It's like giving lions a voice to speak for themselves. Genetics also plays a big role in breeding programs. Zoos and wildlife centers around the world use lion DNA to make sure they are keeping the bloodlines healthy. If too many lions in one place are closely related, it can lead to weak babies and health problems. But with DNA testing, scientists can match lions that are more genetically diverse. This helps keep the next generation strong. Even wild lions benefit from this science. In the wild, some groups of lions are becoming isolated. This means they don't meet lions from other places and have babies only within their small group. Over time, this can weaken their genes. But now, scientists can move lions from one area to another to mix the gene pool, creating a healthier and stronger population. People who live near lions are also learning from this genetic work. In some places, humans and lions fight for space and food. But with better knowledge of lion behavior and family lines, based on genetics, local communities can protect both lions and themselves. For example, if scientists know where a certain pride of lions usually hunts or lives, people can be warned in time to keep their animals or children safe. As we look ahead, the future of lions depends not only on nature, but also on what we choose to do with the knowledge we now have. Lion genetics has opened the door to new ways of thinking about wildlife. It has shown us how all living things are connected through the code written in their cells. In classrooms, students are learning about lion DNA. In universities, researchers are comparing lion genes with those of other animals to better understand evolution. In government offices, DNA results are being used to create smarter wildlife laws. And in the hearts of many people, lions have become a symbol, not just of strength, but of hope. The story of lion genetics is not finished. In fact, it is just beginning. Every new discovery adds another page to the book, and with each page, we move closer to a future where lions continue to roam the wild lands, proud and powerful, not just because of their roar, but because we understand the code that made them kings.